ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ केशवाय स्वाहा
केशवाय स्वाहा
नारायणाय स्वाहा नारायणाय स्वाहा
नारायणाय स्वाहा
माधवाय स्वाहा
माधवाय स्वाहा
ओम गोविंदाय नमः ओम उत्तिष्ठन्तु भूतपिशाचाः एते भूमिभारकाः एतेषां विरोधेन ब्रह्मकर्म समारभे. Just move the rice, throw the backside. This way. Okay. One glass. Then throw. Do like this. ओम भूः ओम भुवः ओम सुवः ओम महः ओम जनः ओम तपः ओम सत्यम् ओम तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ओमापो ज्योतिरसोमृतं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्य वरोम्. मम उपात्त समस्त दुरित क्षयद्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थम ओम अपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थां गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सबाह्य अभ्यन्तर शुचिः मानसं वाचिकं पापं कर्मणा समुपार्जितं श्रीरामस्मरणेनैव व्यपोहति न संशयः. अगरबत्ती. श्रीराम राम राम तिथिर्विष्णुः तथा वारः नक्षत्रं विष्णुरेव च योगश्च करणं चैव सर्वं विष्णुमयं जगत्. श्रीहरे गोविन्द गोविन्द गोविन्द. अद्य श्रीभगवतः महापुरुषस्य विष्णोराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीयपरार्धे श्वेतवराहकल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे कलियुगे प्रथमे पादे ऐन्द्रखण्डे क्रौञ्चद्वीपे भूमण्डलस्य पश्चिमे पार्श्वे शकाब्देऽस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादि षष्टिसंवत्सराणां मध्ये विश्वावसुनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे ग्रीष्मऋतौ ज्येष्ठमासे शुक्लपक्षे दशम्यां पुण्यतिथौ वासरः वासरस्तु गुरुवासरयुक्तायाम् एवं गुणसकलविशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां पुण्यतिथौ वाधूलसर्व हरितस्य गोत्रस्य हेसरु वेंकटेश शर्मणः मुमुरुषोः मम पितुः मम पितुः जन्माभ्यासात् जन्म प्रभृति एतत् क्षणपर्यन्तं बाल्ये वयसि कौमारे यौवने वार्धके च जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्थासु कामक्रोध लोभ मोह मद मात्सर्यादिभिः मनोव्यापारैः वचनादान विहरण उत्सर्ग आनन्दैः वाक्पाणि पादपादु उपस्थाख्य कर्मेन्द्रिय व्यापारैश्च सम्भावितानां महापातकानाम् अतिपातकानां समपातकानाम् उपपातकानां मलिनीकरणानाम् अपात्रीकरणानां जातिभ्रंशकराणाम् एवं बहुविधानां ज्ञानतः अज्ञानतश्च रहस्यतः प्रकाशतश्च सम्भावितानां सर्वेषां पापानाम् अपनोदकेषु बहुषु प्रायश्चित्तेषु सत्सु स्वरूपतः अनुष्ठातुम् अशक्यत्वात् तत् प्रतिनिधि कावेरी स्नानरूपप्रायश्चित्तं हिरण्यरूपेण करिष्ये. This is prayashchittam. That means from the birth of your daddy until the death, whatever he has done, knowingly, unknowingly, whatever the sin he did, so to remove this papa, somebody should take the bath in the river of Kaveri, the Ganga, these are the 7 holy rivers. So Kaveri is one of the rivers of India. So if you take shower in that, all the sin will go away. So they are going to pay to someone to take that shower for him. This is called Prayaschitta Dhanam. Dhanam means charity. You hold this. You take this water and spoon with the right hand. You hold the spoon in the right hand. Take the spoon like this. Okay, wrap it 3 times. ओम हिरण्यगर्भगर्भस्थं हेमबीजं विभावसोः अनंत पुण्यफलतम् अतः शांतिं प्रयच्छ मे। हरितसगोत्रस्य वेङ्कटेशशर्मणः यजमानस्य पितुः मुमुर्षोः पुनः जन्माभ्यासात् जन्मप्रभृति एतत् क्षणपर्यन्तं बाल्ये वयसि कौमारे यौवने वार्धके च जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्थासु कामक्रोध लोभ मोह मद मात्सर्यादिभिः मनोव्यापारैः वचनादान विहरण उत्सर्ग आनन्दैः वाक्पाणि पादपायु उपस्थाक्य कर्मेन्द्रिय व्यापारैश्च सम्भावितानां महापातकानाम् अतिपातकानां समपातकानाम् उपपातकानां मलिनीकरणानाम् अपात्रीकरणानां जातिभ्रंशकराणाम् एवं बहुविधानां ज्ञानतः अज्ञानतश्च रहस्यतः प्रकाशतश्च सम्भावितानां सर्वेषां पापानाम् अपनोदकेषु बहुषु प्रायश्चित्तेषु सत्सु स्वरूपतः अनुष्ठातुम् अशक्यत्वात् तत् प्रतिनिधि कावेरी स्नानरूप प्रायश्चित्तकर्मकर्तृभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः ब्राह्मणेभ्यः तेभ्यस्तेभ्यः संप्रददे नमः नमः।
No, ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ಹಣೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂಕುಮ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಡ
ಇದು ಬೇಡ ಬೇಡ ಈಗ ಕರ್ಮಾತಿ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. So the next one we are going to chant mantra Saripatra. So before that we have to purify the body. We have to do purification puja. It's called Punya Vachana. We are going to do that. Take 1 spoon water. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। Drop it here. You can touch him here. ओम यमं मे वरुणश्रुति हवमद्या च मृडया त्वामवस्युराचके तत्त्वाजामि ब्रह्मणा वन्दमानस्तदाशास्ते यजमानो हविर्भिः अहेडमानो वरुणेह बोद्युरसगं समान आयुप्रमोषीः अस्मिन् कुम्भे सकलतीर्थाधिपतिं वरुणं ध्यायामि वरुणम् आवाहयामि। Do this again, both of you. ओम भूः ओम भुवः ओम सुवः ओम महः ओम जनः ओम तपः ओम सत्यम् ओम तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओमापो ज्योतिरसोमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्सुवरोम्। On this, repeat mama उपात्त समस्त दुरित क्षयद्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थं हरितस गोत्रस्य वेंकटेश शर्मणः मुमुरुषोः मम पितुः मोक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थं प्राणादीनां स्वस्मात् स्थानात् सुख उत्क्रमण सिद्ध्यर्थं दक्षिणे कर्णे पुण्यमंत्र जपं करिष्ये तदंगं शरीर शुद्ध्यर्थं स्वस्ति पुण्याः वाचनं करिष्ये। ओम वरुणाय नमः रत्नसिंहासनं समर्पयामि। To take this water, show like this and drop it here 5 times. Touch this. ओम वरुणाय नमः पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि। वरुणाय नमः हस्तयोः अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि। वरुणाय नमः मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। वरुणाय नमः शुद्धोदकस्नानं समर्पयामि। स्नानानन्तरं शुद्ध आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ओम वरुणाय नमः वस्त्रार्थम् अक्षतान् समर्पयामि वरुणाय नमः उपवीतार्थम् अक्षतान् समर्पयामि वरुणाय नमः आभरणार्थम् अक्षतान् समर्पयामि वरुणाय नमः दिव्यपरिमल गन्धान् धारयामि गन्धस्योपरि हरिद्रा कुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि पुष्पैः पूजयामि टेक वन फ्लावर and keep offering here. ओम वरुणाय नमः ओम प्रचेतसे नमः ओम स्वरूपिणे नमः ओम अपांपतये नमः ओम मकरवाहनाय नमः ओम जलाधिपतये नमः ओम पाशहस्ताय नमः ओम तीर्थराजाय नमः ओम वरुणाय नमः ओम पर्जन्याय नमः ओम पश्चिमदिक्पतये नमः ओम जातसांपतये नमः ओम श्वेतच्छत्रधराय नमः ओम वं वरुणाय नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि वरुणाय नमः धूपदीपार्थम् अक्षतान् समर्पयामि Now take the water and sprinkle this banana. Om Bhurvasuvah Devasavitaprasuvah Satyam Dvarte Naparsinchami Amritopastaranamasi Amritam Bhavatu Varunaya Namaha Kadali Balani Kapura Tambulan Chanivedayami. So like this. Om Pranaya Swaha Om Apanaya Swaha Om Yanaya Swaha Om Udanaya Swaha Om Samanaya Swaha Om Brahmane Swaha निवेदनानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि वरुणाय नमः वेदोक्तमन्त्रपुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि सुवर्णपुष्पं समर्पयामि समस्तोपचारपूजाः समर्पयामि ओम अस्मिन् पुण्याहवाचन जपकर्मणि सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो ओम भवद्भिः अनुज्ञातपुण्याहं वाचयिष्ये ओम वाच्यताम् ओमापः शिव आपस्सन्तु ओम गन्धाः सुगन्धाः पान्तु ओम सुमनसः सौमनस्यमस्तु ओम अक्षतम् अक्षतं जारिष्टं जास्तु ओमन्वाहार्यः सौमन्वाहार्योऽस्तु ओम दक्षिणाः स्वस्ति दक्षिणाः पान्तु बहु both have to get up slowly.
వాసుదేవాయ
ఇప్పుడు ఇంట్లో వస్తుంది సంప్రదాయం ప్రకారం దండంతో ఆయన పెట్టండి తర్వాత మానం దండం వేరే తీసుకుంటే ఇది మీకు కావాలి కదా కాకపోతే మీరు అనుకోవచ్చు మీరు తీసుకోవచ్చు ఇది అయినాక అందరినీ వచ్చి పూలు వేస్తారు దానికి అంటే అందరూ చెప్పులు లేకుండా రావాలి అక్కడ పూలు పట్టుకుని ఉండాలి పూలు అక్కడ తీసేసి రౌండ్ కుంకుమ కూడా పెట్టేస్తారు అవును ఇప్పుడు ఇప్పుడే ఆయన చెప్తారు మీరు వెళ్ళండి ఆయన చెప్పాను చూసి मामा उपात्त समस्त दुरित क्षय द्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थम हरिकस गोत्रस्य वेंकटेश शर्मणः प्रेतस्य मम पितुः मरणकाले ऊर्ध्व उच्छिष्ट अध उच्छिष्ट खड्गा मरण आशौच मरण अंतरिक्ष मरण कर्णमंत्र राहित्य रूपाणां सर्वेषां पापानां अपनोदन अर्थं षण्निमित्त प्रायश्चित्तं करिष्ये take this bowl, take the water, and then run the picture. అక్కడ మనకు పట్టుకుని నిల్చోవాలి అయితే ఒక చైర్లో పెట్టి దగ్గర పట్టుకుని నిల్చోవాలి పెట్టేయచ్చు हिरण्य गर्भस्थं हेम बीजं विभा वसोः अनंत पुण्य फलदं अतः शांतिं प्रयच्छ मे हरिदस गोत्रस्य वेंकटेश शर्मणः प्रेतस्य मम पितुः मरण काले ऊर्ध्वोच्छिष्ट अधोच्छिष्ट खड्वा मरण आशौच मरण अंतरिक्ष मरण कर्णमंत्र राहित्य रूपाणां सर्वेषां पापानां अपनोदन अर्थं इदं हिरण्यं सदक्षिणातं सताम्बूलं मम नाना गोत्रेभ्यः ब्राह्मणेभ्यः तेभ्यः संप्रदते नमः this is the mantra, right? This is supposed to be done before he passed away, at the time of passing away. Normally, nobody should do it. That's why we do this after death. Then we had to do the charity. Right there, that's all. It's no little bit that side. I have to move that seat also. అందరివన్నీ పూలు వేసేసి అలా ప్రదక్షిణంగా వచ్చేసి ప్రదక్షిణ మీరు అందరూ వెళ్ళచ్చు నిమిషం క్లాక్ You don't have to wait for one person. So continuously అందరూ వెళ్ళచ్చు ఎందుకంటే చాలా మంది ఉన్నారు నేను సో కీప్ గోయింగ్
అన్నత్ర వివాహకి వన్ ప్రదక్షిణ
Now take this water, do one round this way, outside. Come round. Just take one minute and take it fast round. Okay. Good. ओम भूः ओम भुवः ओम सुवः ओम महः ओम जनः ओम तपः ओम सत्यम ओम तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ओमापो ज्योतिरसोमृतं ब्रह्मपूर्भुवस्य वरोम् मम उपात्त समस्त दुरित क्षयद्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थं हरिकस गोत्रस्य वेंकटेश शर्मणः प्रेतस्य मम पितुः प्रेत अग्निसन्धानं करिष्ये capital this. Now get up slowly and go there and take this belt and touch his right palm like this. You don't have to see. ओम उपावरोह जातवेतः इमं तं स्वर्गाय लोकाय नयतु प्रजानन् आयु प्रजां वयम् अस्मासु देहि प्रेताहुतिश्च अस्य जुषस्व स्वाहा. This water, just do like this one round. ओम मयास्त होमं करिष्ये open the key. Just a little bit. When I say Swaha, I have got it on the flame. ॐ अयाश्चाग्नेरनभिसस्तीश्च सत्यमित्त्वमया असि अयसा मनसा धृतो यसा हव्यमूहिषे अयानो देहि भेषजग्गुस्वाहा अग्नये अयसे इदन्न मम ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः स्वाहा प्रजापतये इदन्न मम ॐ सहस्रशीर्षः पुरुषः सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो भूत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलग्गुस्वाहा पुरुषयेवेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृतत्वस्येषानः विदह्नेनातिरोहति स्वाहा एतावानस्य महिमा अथोऽज्याजागश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वा भूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि स्वाहा त्रिपादोर्ध्वउदयः पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा बभात् पुनः ततो विश्वं यत्रामत् शासनानशने अभिस्वाहा तस्माद् विराडजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातोऽत्यरिच्यत पश्चात् भूमिमतो पुरस्वाहा यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यासीदाज्यं ग्रीष्मयुग्मः शरद्भविस्वाहा सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिस्सप्तसमिधः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं स्वाहा तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्यार्षयश्च ये स्वाहा तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः संभृतं पृषदाद्यं पशुगस्तागश्चक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये स्वाहा तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जज्ञिरे छन्दागुंसि जज्ञिरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्मादजायत स्वाहा तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त एकेचो भयादतः गावो हजज्ञिरे तस्मात् जाता अजावय स्वाहा यत्पुरुषं यददुः अतिधाव्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य तौ बाहु कावूरूपादा उच्येते स्वाहा ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहूराजन्यः कृतः ऊरू तदस्य यद्वैश्यः तद्भ्यागुं शूद्रो अजायत स्वाहा चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत स्वाहा नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोद्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकादिं न कल्पयन् स्वाहा वेदाहमेकं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तुकारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाधिपतन् यदास्ते स्वाहा धाता पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्चकस्रः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते स्वाहा यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् तेहनाकं महिमानश्चन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः स्वाहा पुरुषाय नारायणाय इदं न मम take the water, do same way, pass by. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvah, Om Suvah, Om Maha, Om Janah, Om Tapah, Om Satyam, Om Tatsa Vikarvarehm, Bhargo, Devasya Dhimahi, Devo Nakrishadayati, Om Apodjo Tiraso Mritantam Habur Bhuvasya Varom. నక్షత్రం ముఖ్యం మునిట్లో పోతే దానికి శాంతి దానికి చిన్న హోమం ఉంది ఎవరైనా मम उपात्त समस्त दुरित क्षयद्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थं हरितस गोत्रस्य वेंकटेश शर्मणः प्रेतस्य मम पितुः मरणकाले तिथिवार नक्षत्र योग करणेन यो दोषः समजनि तद्दोष परिहार अर्थं निशीमरण प्रायश्चित्त होमं करिष्ये ओम संभावित समस्त दोष प्रायश्चित्तार्थं सर्व प्रायश्चित्ताहुतिं होष्यामि। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुः स्वाहा प्रजापतये नमः। अप्रदक्षिणं परिषिच्य స్టార్ట్ ಮಾಡಿ చుట్టూ ఆమె ఈ దార అక్కడ బాక్స్లో వేయాలి. అంటే కనెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది వీళ్ళకి బాక్స్ అందిస్తాడు. జస్ట్ కొంచెంసేపు అంటే చిన్న హోమం ఆయన ఈ దారం తీసుకెళ్ళి బాక్స్లో వేసేటండి. ఆ దారం క్రాస్ చేయకుండా ఉంటారండి వేరేంటి. If you are going to take it,
Bay in Iceland, from ziplining in Hawaii, from jet ski in St. Lucia, and climbing 3,550 steps in the Aliperi Mettu path in Tirupati, not once, many times. He has done it all. He had a unique way of expressing himself. So we go to Iceland, and the hot drinks there were amazing. And he would say, Kudrat ka garam garam pani. And we would go to Switzerland, and we did an amazing gondola ride in Zermatt. And when he was explaining to some friends, probably back home, who wouldn't have know what's like a gondola, he would say, "Ye hawa ka rickshaw hai," And I am grateful for the memories we created, the adventures that we embarked on, and the family we raised together. It was pure shock and horror, just pure shock and horror, when I found him unresponsive in the master bedroom. I am thankful for my training as an anesthesiologist, which immediately made me dissociate the wife from the doctor. So the wife disappeared and the doctor jumped in. And I tried my best. I did everything that I could, humanly possible. And in fact, I was giving directions to the paramedics. Hey, do this, give me an oral Epic, give me an Amphovac, I'm going to bag him, give me oxygen, give me epi. And then they said, oh, we don't have that, the medics have to come. Then the medics came, and I told them, hey, listen, intubate him, give epi, do the compressions, we'll get him back, we'll get him back. I kept saying that. And then the officer had to tell me, ma'am, please step out, let them do what they're doing. He was a firecracker, a burst of energy and enthusiasm. He lit up the room he entered. His love for nature was profound. The plants in our house are surely going to miss him, but I'm going to tell them, hey, listen, I'll do this. He was an embodiment of curiosity, curious, and intellectual rigor. He was at a different level intellectually. Nurturing children was his first and foremost priority. From the time that he taught them how to ride a bike, I remember my son had the training wheels, and he would just be like behind him and say, okay. And then the day the training wheels came off, my sons were happy. He was happy. You should have seen that. From that time until they had the graduation ceremonies, every milestone was special for him. He would be so proud. I wish he was there for a few more days. He would have loved to see the IPL final and see Royal Challenger Bengaluru win. In our family room, cricket was always on. I know a little bit about the game, but I know, hey, dekho, it's six mara. Arey yaar, kyun chhod diya yaar? Wahan pe fielding kyun nahi kiya? That's how he would be like so animated. Talking about cricket, I do have to say this. Once we went to vacation to Jamaica, and there was a cricket match. And when I heard that, I said, I encouraged him. That was there. If he would hesitate, hey, listen, the cab itself is $500. I said, that's fine, just go. We are here, there's a cricket match, you will get to see them real up close, just go. And when we went there, right, so there were all these players, and he was telling me, oh, I know that player. Like he was like literally from here to there, he was seeing them. And then somebody told us, Sunil Gavaskar and Viv Richards, they're going to come from this exit. So if you guys stand there, you might get a picture. Then he said, okay, he had this huge camera, a $10,000 camera with all these lenses. I told him, listen, you set everything, I will just press the button. You tell me where to stand, what button to press. He said, okay. And from the exit, Sunil Gavaskar and Viv Richards came, and he just walked up to them like this and said, hey, can I have a picture with you? And you know what he did? He put one hand on Sunil Gavaskar, one hand on Viv Richards, and he said, chalo, nikhalo. And I was there ready with my camera, said click, 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 click. You know, so that's how he was. He was not afraid of anything, anybody. He would like, just go make friends, and he was like that. I must say, I don't think I could have survived the last few days without the outpouring of the community's support and my friends, my dear friends. They wiped my tears, they fed me. They said, Raji, we are here for you. Don't worry, we'll get through this. And music was his passion. He would spend hours in our basement practicing karaoke, this song, that song. In fact, even he passed away Sunday, even Wednesday, he had a class with his guru who taught him a new tune on the keyboard. I'm pretty sure most of you are aware. He'll send a tune and he'll say, guess this song. Now, unfortunately, I cannot get that keyboard sound, the music from the basement, but it's in my heart and in my mind. And I'm going to end here now. And being the wife of a singer, even though, I may not sing like him, but I know all the songs, I know what it means, and they're very soulful words. I'm going to quote a line from a song that he used to sing. It goes, Ajeeb daastan hai ye, kahan shuru, kahan khatam. ये मंजिलें है कौन सी न वो समझ सके न हम. सो ये हमारा दास्ता जो है 1992 में हैदराबाद में शुरू हुआ. लंबी दास्ता 33 इयर्स. इन्होंने कहा बस, भगवान ने कहा बस हो गया, तेरा टाइम हो गया अभी, इनके साथ तेरा टाइम ख़त्म हो गया अभी. और ये दास्ता यहीं पर ख़त्म हो रहा है. Our family thanks each and every one of you for coming here today. It means a lot. It means a lot that all of you are here today, participating with us, celebrating his life, his legacy, and everything that he stood for. Now I'll turn the mic to my elder son Vishal and my younger son Rohan. I can tell you I'm so proud of them. They're so proud of them. I tell them, I say, you are my Bangaru. You are my Bangaru. We'll do this, Nana. We'll do this. Dad is with us. We will not fail him. Whatever he has taught us, whatever he wanted his children to become, they will become. They will become. I will not give up until that happens. And that day, Venkatesh, you will be definitely proud of me. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Yes, my name is, for those who don't know me, my name is Vishal, elder son of Venkatesh and Anjutgi. It's okay. I have a loud voice. I never would have imagined in my worst nightmare that this would be happening. Like it was reiterated before me, absolute shock and tragedy has befallen my family. But the faces I see here today and the support that we have gotten has truly meant a lot, more than I can ever properly express. So while today is a sad day, it also really is a celebration of all the people who've come here together, but most importantly, a celebration of my father. The man who he was can never be fully encapsulated into words, but I will try my best. This man, like many of you in this room, immigrated to this country with very little, next to nothing to his name except for a dream. And he was a lion. The amount of determination, tenacity, and fierceness he demonstrated to raise a life for the people who came after him can never be understated. Coming to Chicago, Illinois with a passion for geology and a master's degree to represent it, he slowly recognized, I am not going to get very far with this. So, with very little experience, he decided what is going to make me money. And he turned to computer science. And slowly but surely, he developed the knowledge and the skills all simultaneously, driving taxis, working at restaurants, and doing whatever he needed to do just to make himself available for his next meal while also making his dream still alive. And oh my goodness, just day in and day out for decades, he was working towards this, even well before I was born. But of course, everything, a huge milestone for him was when his wife came to the United States. And then years later, I was born. I, I will never forget all of the wonderful childhood memories I have with him. And everyone, I'm sure you all have so many memories of him again as this fierce, strong, determined person, all of which is very true. But as a father, I saw such a gentle side of him that really will just live in my heart forever. When I was first learning to ride the bike, and after the training wheels had come off for a few weeks, we had a Jeep. He would drive his Jeep, tuck, 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 right next to me as I was riding my bike. And he would slow down, and I would feel like I was flying because I was going faster than he was. And it just, oh, I will never forget the look on his face of just pure happiness watching his little boy. Just, oh my God, he was such a gentle, loving father. And despite it all, he was my barrier. All the travesties, the hardships, everything the world threw at us, he was the first line of defense, because that is exactly how he knew how to live from the very day that he was born. And that is, oh my goodness, the number of things I am grateful for can never be listed out properly, but that is really high up on that list of how he was always the one to protect me and to protect my family. As we were growing up, it wasn't always the easiest. I will be honest. Nobody is perfect, and neither was he. And honestly, neither was I. I still am trying to grow, but especially as I got older, and particularly memorable time together was when I came home to my home during the pandemic in 2020. And I started to talk to him about the issues that we had, particularly on his anger. Sometimes it became a problem. And I can understand now where that came from. Imagine again, for decades, the world is throwing everything at you, and you are the one just blowing through every single obstacle. It's bound to make you a little angry. And I talked to him, and I told him about how just maybe, again, yes, he was a firecracker, but sometimes you can just let it sizzle before exploding. Just trying to let that sink in. And he was like, "What are you talking about? You were trying to change who I am. This is what I've been for 60 years." Okay. After a while, you learn that this is one of the other things, many things he taught me. You don't love a person despite their flaws, you love them because of their flaws, because that is part of what makes them who they are. And that is what I accepted. And I was like, okay, I told him, he knows, and let's move on. I genuinely did not think it sunk in for him. But oh my goodness, in the last 5 years, I was consistently proven wrong. I have seen him become gentler. I've seen him become a better listener. The way he interacts with some of my friends that I've introduced him in the later stages of his life, I was just small moments. For example, he talking to a friend of mine he hadn't seen in a long time, and he's like, "Oh my God, how much weight have you gained?" And he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, wow, he never would have said sorry before. So, just small things like that just show that he did listen to me, and he did take it to heart. He did want to get better and improve on himself, because at the end of the day, he wanted me to be happy. And sure, that of course the the lovely vacations, the house, the food, all those material things, like I will forever be grateful for those. But seeing moments like that where he genuinely listened to what I had to say and tried to incorporate that to make himself a better person, oh God, that really meant the world. Because what a way to show that you genuinely just want what's best for your children. You want them to be happy. I was so proud of him for just trying to be a better person, even at 60, 65, 60, like some people just, they call it. They're like, whatever, I had a good run. Like, let's just ride off into the sunset. No, that was the exact opposite of who he was. And of course, although this is a shock and my worst nightmare, I still can't believe I'm standing here. But one thing to be thankful for is that even until his very last day, he was living life on his own terms. And that is something that not everybody can say. One thing I will say, though, that has made me very, very sad is just thinking about what he was robbed of. He did not deserve to go at this time. We had so many more adventures left to go on. He would always tell me how he wanted to meet us together to go on a trip to India. He wanted to go, of course, visit our family, but he wanted to go see Goa because he and I both shared a love for hiking and seeing the natural beauty that the world had to offer. Especially as I had gone on my own individual trips the past few years, it really fostered a lovely connection between us. And the next culmination of that was this trip. Additionally, I always thought that he was going to say a few words at my wedding and steal the show, like how he has countless times at so many functions, gatherings, and just collections of people, because we all knew how he could command a room. And he'll never do that again, at least in this plane of existence. But even though physically we are saying goodbye, we will never say goodbye to him and his spirit. He will forever live on in each and every one of us. And most impactfully for me, he taught me how to live my life to the fullest, how to be a man, how to care for the people I love, and how to never let anyone push me down. The impact he has had on me, again, cannot be overstated. And I just will do my very best every single day for the rest of my life just to make him proud, to live life with a sense of vigor, a sense of purpose, and just a sense of enjoyment, because we really do have such a short time here on this earth together. This has made that all the more apparent. So why not enjoy and soak in every single second of it? That is what he would have wanted, and that is how he lived. So that is my request, and honestly challenge to all of you as well. You really never know how much time we all have together. So each moment that we do have is precious. So thank you all for being here. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know that he will always be with me, and I will always have the rest of my family. And that gives me strength, and he gives me the most strength just to know that I was blessed with 27 wonderful years and now a lifetime of his memories and his spirit. I'll give it over to my brother.
I prepared a speech. I would first like to thank the whole community for their love and support during this difficult time for our family. All the food and conversation provided by you all has helped us tremendously as we make this transition. Look, I know I come across as the more reserved member of the family, but having the home being filled with such lively conversation has truly helped me cope with this ongoing trauma. Once again, thank you all. Look, my dad and I haven't had the smoothest relationship. I think it has something to do with his strong personality. See, Venkatesh was a man of conviction, and anyone who dared challenge that conviction would have to face his wrath. He was steadfast in his belief system and true to himself no matter what. When I was a kid, his inflexibility bothered me. It bothered me. But as I got older, I began to understand him more. He started his studies in geology before moving to the US to study computer science. During his schooling, he worked tirelessly working menial jobs to pay his way through. He was constantly under stress to make his way in the US, to prove himself to everyone who doubted him, to show them exactly who Venkatesh Anjutgi really is. I feel that in order to adapt to such harsh conditions, he had to develop a strong sense of self. I also feel that with the way he lived his life, he had nothing more to prove. You did it, Dad. You achieved your American dream. You should feel enormous pride with what you have built and all your success. I can assure you that you have the proudest son a man can have. As my dad grew older, he began to soften more. He would invite me to play pool with him in the basement where we would have competitive games. He would tell me about all the plants in his garden and some cricket player who would have no idea who he was. I'm not a cricket guy myself. Right? Our family would watch movies in the basement and NBA final games in the basement he built. He was connecting with me more, and we were finally reaching a point of understanding. Before he passed, I was robbed of what would have been a beautiful and amicable relationship with my father, and I will forever kick myself for not appreciating what we had before he was gone. I know my dad has his own gravitational pull when it comes to people. He could talk to anyone just about anything. He was a treasure trove of knowledge. I took his knowledge for granted because he had so much of it, right? And I thought I had so much more time. Now I'll never get to hear him talk again, to hear him sing. His singing would drive me crazy. I know you guys loved hearing him sing, but when it's in the house constantly, it drives a person insane, right? He would sing in the middle of the house without a care in the world. Right? But that's just the kind of guy he was. He would just take up space and he wouldn't care who was in the way. His self-esteem was the biggest I could have ever seen out of any man I've ever met. He was so confident in who he was and what he stood for. Even though he had such a strong sense of self, there will always be something that he would put first, and that was his children. He always cared for our well-being above all else. He used to bathe us in the mornings before school when we were small. He'd always make sure he took us to Kumon, even though I would hide the Kumon sheets and try and avoid the work. Right? Whenever he could, he'd drive us to our games and practices. He always loved this story when I was a kid, and we were driving through Mawa, and he casually talked to my mom, and he was like, "There's nothing to do in Mawa." Right? And then I saw the Mawa sign, and then I screamed, right? There's nothing to do in Mawa, right? And, I know it's a silly story and all that, but we just laughed and laughed about it, right? He cared so much, and he was always there with us no matter what the situation was. He always made sure we never wanted for anything. And guess what? He succeeded. My brother and I never went without food. We always had a roof over our head. We were given the finest education money can buy. He was the picture of a successful man. We may have fought with each other, but we also laughed and cried together. Through it all, it was an expression of love. At his core, Venkatesh was a man who devoted himself to his family and his work. But I'll just remember him as my dad. He was my dad, and I loved him. The sadness I feel is immeasurable. It cannot be quantified. Cherish every second you have with your parents before it's gone, because one day it will be gone and you'll never get it back. I love you, Dad. I'm going to make you proud. After all, I'm the son of mighty Venkatesh Anjutgi, a giant amongst men, the unstoppable force, but most importantly, a loving father. Thank you all.
Hello, everybody. For folks who don't know who I am, my name is Ashwin. I'm his youngest sibling. For the last 2 days, I've been trying to think, what I'm supposed to say, right? I was thinking all the stories we had. since childhood. But I couldn't write it down because there's so many things. And I asked my wife, Seema, that, what is that I supposed to write? She said, think, what he would have done, in your shoes. And I thought, okay, sorry for folks who don't understand Hindi and Urdu, but I'm going to talk a couple of things in Hindi, what he liked a lot. So then I realized he would have said, लिखना वखना कुछ नहीं है मियाँ, जिधर माइक मिलता उधर खपाखप पकड़ लेना, जो भी दिल में है उगाल देना. So what it means basically is you don't have to prepare any speech or anything. Wherever you see a mic, because he was very fond of mics, they have tons of mics at home. So, what I meant to say was, wherever you see a mic, just grab it and just spit out whatever's there in your heart. So that's what I thought I would do today. He was almost 11 years older to me. I was like a baby to him. When growing up, I don't want to bore you guys, but, starting from how to swim, how to ride a bike, how to basically do basic things, he taught me everything. And he was always a big brother who I used to look up to. He was, he was a flamboyant guy, when growing up. Everybody was appreciating what he did, how he talks. He was a mimicry guy. You could talk to him in anything, how this wall is built. He's going to give you a lecture. How that light is. He's going to talk about light. You name it. There is nothing that he didn't know. I was, shocked. I was looking at him and idolizing throughout my life. So I know we are running out of time. Keep it short. I just wanted to, one-on-one, I want to give him a joke, because every time anyone comes to my house, he used to tell a joke in Hyderabad. And at least I have heard that joke a million times. And every time he changes the character. And then I tell him, hey, that is not the same guy. He said, it's a different guy, a different story. But basically, it's the same story. The story goes like this. Just to set the background. So way back when we were growing up in 70s and early 80s, in Hyderabad, India, always used to be communal tensions. And we used to have curfews where, people were not allowed to go out. And if anybody is seen outside, they would have caught him and put him in jail, or at least in police station for a temporary time, right? So it's curfew time. So he used to tell this joke in Urdu. A guy called Salim Bhai was, very hard. He said, Mia, ये धूप काल के दिन हैं, बहुत गर्मी है बाहर, अंदर बाहर और अंदर बहुत गर्मी है, मैं जाके बाहर सो जाता हूँ. उसको बीवी को बोला और वो खटिया डाल के बाहर सो गया सलीम भाई. सो जैसे ही सलीम भाई सोते, रात में दो खटमलाएं, खटमला मीन्स पुलिस, दो खटमलाएं सलीम भाई को पकड़े, बोले भाई ये कर्फ्यू है, बाहर नहीं सो सकते तुम, चलो पुलिस स्टेशन चलो. वो बोला साहब मेरे को नहीं मालूम साहब, मेरे को छोड़ दो, गरीब आदमी. बोला नहीं, कानून सबके लिए एक ही है, पकड़ो अंदर चलो, आप चलो. बोला ठीक है साहब, मेरे को 2 मिनट दो, मैं कपड़े डाल के आता हूँ, कुछ भी नहीं है, बनियान में हूँ, अंदर जाके शर्ट डाल ले. अच्छा यार जल्दी शर्ट लेके आ. सो दैट गाय अंदर गया, सलीम भाई दरवाज़ा डाल लिया, खिड़की में से देख रहा. सो खटमाला बोलते हैं चल बाहर निकल. बोलता नहीं साहब बाहर नहीं आ सकता, बाहर कर्फ्यू है. सो ये मैं जो 1000 बार नहीं 10,000 बार सुना है, इसलिए जाते जाते इसको एक जोक सुना के जाऊंगा. So thank you all for coming. It means a lot. Each one of you appreciate it. Your prayers are with family, with him. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, Venkatesh Anjutgi was my uncle. We are here gathered today to honor and celebrate his life. I'll just say 2 points. The first thing I was trying to remember when I met him was when I was a small 5-year-old or 4-year-old boy. He was traveling. He was back from here, and he brought a lot of candies, and he was already my favorite. I saw him like he was just lots and lots and lots of candies. Um, one of the things that I always cherish is, as my uncle was saying, any topic, anywhere, he can go on and speak, and it feels like the subject matter expert on anything. That is something I feel I can take it from him. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Uday Naidu. Today we are here to celebrate the life of Venkatesh. Venkatesh happens to be my childhood classmate. We studied together at St. Paul's High School. During the 60s and 70s, we played in the grounds of St. Paul's during those days. So our association goes back to more than 6 decades. So that's how far back I know him. Maybe a lot of people, I don't know, only one other classmate here who would know him so long back. Those days we didn't have any internet, TV or mobile phones or anything. We always used to connect personally. There was always playing together. We graduated from school in 1972. It's been way back. Now, one of the picture album in our school group is circulating, which Rajshri also liked. I'm in few of the pictures because now I'm retired. I spend half the time in New Jersey and half the time in India. I retired from US, so I come here. My kids are here, so we meet quite often here. After school, we went into different career paths. So then later on, I moved to New York in the year 2003. That's when I reconnected back with Venkatesh. He used to come to work to downtown, and I was working in Forest Hills, New York. So we used to have an arrangement once in a while, whenever it is possible. I used to take the E train and come to somewhere close to downtown, and we would meet there and have lunch in downtown. That's how we developed our association. And when any other friends also came to New York from India, we met a couple of times even with families. Now I moved back to India in 2013, but however, due to WhatsApp, we have a St. Paul's High School batch 72 school group, which is very well connected, and we used to share a lot of things on that group. And as the kids were saying, he had an opinion on everything, whatever was there in that group. So he was expressing his views on everything, and it was really fun debates we used to have in that particular group. Now, whenever I was back in New Jersey, we used to make it a point meet few times. A couple of friends are here also. His friends I recognize. We used to meet here just close by in North Brunswick in Guru Palace or in Edison in Bombay Blue Restaurant. Have a good time there. Even when one of my friend in Moscow, his friend had come up. He said, "Nahi Uday, tu aa apan milenge," and we all went to Bombay Blue to have some good time there. Similarly, whenever he was in Hyderabad, Venkatesh was such an active guy with the school group that we used to have several get-togethers. He maybe he had 5, 6 days, but at least he would spend 2 or 3 days with our St. Paul's group. As everyone has mentioned, he's a great sports lover like me. So she talked about cricket, this was his passion, but also NBA, NFL, or tennis also he liked a lot. He used to tell me about his US Open matches and etc. Cricket, as he was also telling, cricket was his great passion, And in our school group, whenever any game is going on, Indian team or IPL, he always used to be continuously putting the commentary on that particular WhatsApp group and do chekke mara Kohli. So I think the time is running out. Actually, I want to tell another thing. We traveled together to watch the World Cup in 2019. We had a very good time at England at that time. Another friend of mine, actually, I'm cutting short because he too sent a message because suddenly he couldn't attend. His name is Gyan Reddy. He was also our school classmate. So he writes that after graduation, we went on separate ways for our college. Later, we reconnected in the US. Batch of 72 has always stayed close even before WhatsApp. But WhatsApp brought nearly everyone together for daily lively discussions. Anjutgi was a vibrant presence, outspoken, free spirited, and unafraid to speak his mind, even though it ruffled a few feathers. His words and heart were always larger than his frame. Now, another message from Ramakrishna Koti, maybe some of you know him, a very good friend and neighbor of Venkatesh there in Malakpet. He writes, he loved the peaks and wandered through gentle creeks. He was drawn to oceans deep and blue, yet highlighted the climes of every hue. He sought out exotic places, mingling joyful with all races. He cherished finding solace in sacred temples. He connected with nature, people, and spirituality. He admired the pines, yet fascination in minerals and mines. He was a geologist. So he, with nimble fingers and soulful voice, he filled every gathering with music, playing instruments, and singing from his heart. The musician in him. As Rajesh had told, every other day we used to get a tune, and his favorite thing was guess this song. Now, now we missed this IPL final. His commentary, I knew that he was a great IPL Virat Kohli fan and RCB fan. Om Shanti Sadgati Bhaktirestu. Thank you very much.
jovial guy, I'll make it happen. अगर नहीं है तो भी उसको हम बोलते हैं कि इसको you got to make it happen. So in the end it turned out to be really good. मैं जब पहले इधर आया ना, first 2 days कोई भी मेरे को अरे यार मैं इसको बोल रहा था जितेन को मैं आ रहा हूँ बोल के फोन हमारे ग्रुप में डाला. Not a single soul called me. Okay, not a single guy. Then you got in there. So then Jamal, he said that हमारे पास चल रहा आ जाओ बोल के बोले. And really, I'm telling you, I really had a good fun in the last 4-5 days. It was fantastic. And I see चलते रहना. I think we should follow this tradition. किसी को वो तेलुगु में बोलते ना मुंह माटा पड़ा माउस रोल कोई तकल्लुफ लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. सब लोग अपने लोग हैं और we are all like brothers and we will stay like brothers.
But I feel you should come more often.
Yes, I will try to do that.
Not once in 2 years.
Okay.
वो जरूरी है.
Always like I'm a jovial guy, I'll make it happen.
स्वर्ण कलश चमकाती आई भीनी भीनी भोर भोर आई भीनी भीनी भोर भोर आई। माथे सुनहरी टीका लगाए माथे सुनहरी टीका लगाए पात पात पर गोटा लगाए गोटा लगाए गोटा लगाए सात रंग की जाए आई भीनी भीनी भोर भोर आई भीनी भीनी भोर भोर आई। ओस धुले मुख पोछे सारे ओस धुले मुख पोछे सारे आंगन लेप गए उजियारे 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 सारे ग मदनी सरे सारे ध मगनी ध मगर सा 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 जागो जागर की बेला आई भीनी भीनी भोर भोर आई भीनी भीनी भोर भोर आई रूप रूप पर छिड़के सोना रूप रूप पर छिड़के सोना स्वर्ण